Okay. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the first Open Web Sandbox AMA of the year. Today, we are here with Decentricity, the CEO of Decentralized Bio, also more known like the DeBio Network. And we're going to unpack the bio together and touch upon the future of bioinformatics with Decentricity. So welcome, Decentricity, and thank you for being with us today.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
I'm a big fan of the bio and I'm very excited for this AMA. Like what the bio is doing is super important today. Like bringing data ownership in the medical and bioinformatic fields is something that concerns us all. And it's about like our safety as well. So to start the conversation off, then I would ask you to maybe say a little bit about the current pitfalls of the biomedical and bioinformatic industries when it comes to data ownership and privacy, because that's not something that everybody is necessarily aware of.
Yeah, sure. The reason we created the Bio Network, and actually we created this back in 2018 in terms of the concept itself, was because of several concerns that we had, and several major concerns actually about the ownership of medical data. And this was pre-COVID. 2018 was way before COVID happened, right? But like we are seeing this everywhere now in terms of like the security issues of actually having data centralized, and privacy issues of having like not even the hacks but like the data utilized without your permission, or even if it's with your permission, people monetize it without actually flowing the value back to you. I'm always reminded of something called the HeLa cells, Henrietta Lacks, and this is actually something that's non-blockchain. This is something that you can Google, you can search on Wikipedia. Henrietta Lacks was a patient many years ago that had cancer, and it was, I think, it's uterine cancer, and a piece of her cells actually never stopped dividing and became basically a germline, a cell line that was used, well, still used until now, many times to do a lot of things for pharmacogenetic testing, for like even the Human Genome Project was actually using some HeLa cells as well for the sequencing. Um, and that brought a lot of money to a lot of people who basically took these cells and basically let them divide. But it never flowed back to Henrietta Lacks, and didn't flow back to her family until like decades after her death. This is unfortunately common. And I have a lot of respect for the medical profession, of course. My father is a doctor, my sister is a doctor. We have many doctors in the family. But in terms of the way the system works these days, because of the centralization of labs and the centralization of medical services, there is an issue with flowing value back to the people who generated the data. Your genetic data is actually very precious, even though you don't realize it when people are developing pharmaceuticals. They are developing with the help of your genes. They are developing a lot of research based on your genes as well. And when you go to places like 23andMe and Ancestry.org, which mean well, of course, but they're a business. They're also utilizing those genes for research that they sell to. The Bio Network is a long-term project, and this long-term project basically focuses on changing something that is actually quite big. We're trying to change the way we treat our genetic data, and we're trying to find a way to ensure that your genetic data is owned by you and only monetizable by you. I think we've done it. I think we've done the design is there, and in our launch, we have proved basically as a concept study with one of the labs we are partnering with that it works. And I'm excited to speak more and tell everyone here, the audience, how it works and how you can participate even now.
Yeah, that's great. And I think it's super important because today, like more and more people are doing like genomic testing to find out their ancestries, like websites, like companies like Ancestry DNA or Heritage, MyHeritage, they're super popular, but people don't often know like how their privacy is being breached or it's being infringed upon by using these services. But there is no other alternative right now.
Mhm.
I mean, now there is with the
No,
Bio
there is.
Network.
No, there is. And here's the thing. Like I know some of these companies are already being like starting to see this, starting to see how privacy is a huge concern as well. But the key thing here is like if you run a centralized body, if you run as an organization that is centralized, then there are two things that you probably wouldn't be able to do that DeBio can do. First of all, DeBio delinks basically your KYC from your genetic material, from your genetic data. Delinkage of KYC and genetic material is actually very key because the incidents that happened with like leaks of biomedical data and bioinformatics data always concern the risk of these data being connected to your KYC. Like if that leaks, insurance companies would be able to change my premium, for example, because they know my genetic risk and they know my KYC. And that's just one thing. And the other thing, of course, is the monetization. We create data tokens within the DeBio network in collaboration with Ocean Protocol, and the tokenization that is sovereign to you is not something that centralized entities would be able to do easily. And we can do that just by making your data into tokens that is sellable in open market. So yeah, very exciting stuff, and it provides an alternative which is very, very strong.
So before going into the new developments of the bio in the past months that have been like huge, so many things have been going on. So before discussing that, maybe I'll ask you if you could like unpack for us like the three main staples of the bio, like the ownership rights issue, privacy, and also the genomic research, the way the bio encourages the genomic research. It would be very helpful if you could tell us a bit more about how the bio brings this thing into the industry.
Sure. One thing that is super key is that we ourselves are not a lab. We're a platform of labs that allow sovereign lab collaboration. We allow labs to come onto our platform and basically offer their wares. It's in that case, it is actually super similar to the way Amazon, eBay, and like the other marketplaces does it. But of course, these are labs, so they have different requirements. We also provide something called the physical digital bridge, which basically bridges the sample that you generate, the sample that you take at home, DIY sample that you can take yourself, and send over to the labs. And the physical to digital bridge is actually key to this because you cannot secure genetic data without actually securing um, the entire pipeline of data. Now, the pipeline of data that we are securing includes basically even like taking samples. Now, the way we secure it is simple. You basically generate a DeBio wallet. You sample yourself with, if it's a whole genome sequencing task that you want to do, it's a swab of the insides of your cheeks. You swab the insides of your cheeks 10 times each side, and then you dry it. Like you basically put it on a glass and then wait until it dries, and then puts it into a sample bottle and then send over an envelope without your name. Basically, you just put in basically a code that denotes your public key and the sample number, and then the lab basically receives the samples. The lab does the sequencing, and then the lab with the application encrypts the result of the test, again anonymously without any KYC entering the system. And that piece of data, whether it's the whole genome sequence that you have or the report, basically gets sent back via IPFS, but encrypted with your public key, which means you are the only person who can decrypt it because asymmetric encryption. Now, once you actually receive this data set, whatever the type of data it is, you can basically just use it for yourself. You can use it informatively. You can basically bring it to another a clinic if you want, or you can reuse it in the DeBio network as well to get analysis. For example, like if this is my genetic data set, I don't know what it means. I only know this is my genes. Or maybe there's a report, but the report, you still have questions about the report. You can basically resend that data set back into the DeBio network, again, in a way that is anonymous without KYC, to get another lab to analyze, for example, like a lab that does just does genetic analysis, genomic analysis, and a lot of labs actually do that. Now, that's something you can do, or you can basically monetize that data set. Now, the way you monetize genetic data sets is a bit different from the way people monetize genetic data sets in the other data sets. Like, so you do usually need to ensure that it's aggregated. So, like, if it's just my data, if it's just my DNA, it's probably not worth much. Probably, unless I have like a unique genetic condition, for example. It is more valuable if it's aggregated. Like the data can be compared with the population, like 1,000 people in New York, 1,000 people in Miami, for example. And that is actually when you basically relinquish your data there, you are actually getting a bounty for your data. You're basically selling the data, and you're getting DeBio in return. DeBio is basically your reward for actually going through the entire process. So this is actually quite interesting as well, because we have introduced multiple linkages between Web3 mechanisms and Web2 mechanisms, and even traditional mechanisms, because we're bridging the world of research, which is super not Web3, and the world of Web3 and DeFi. So you can actually try it even now. If you go to our DeBio Network application, DeBio.network, and just open the application, launch the application there, you would be able to directly stake your DeBio tokens, in order to get labs come to your region of the world. Like if you're in Mexico, for example, right now, there's no DeBio labs. You open the application and there's no labs there. You can request for labs to come to your city, to your precise city, and you just the way you request it is you just again you choose a product like whole genome sequencing or pharmacogenetics testing, whatever you want to basically choose, and you stake a number of tokens so that labs would be able to see the demand. Like imagine if like from the lab's perspective, it looks like a map. That map is public. Everyone can actually see it now. The map is a map of the world. You just click on where you are in Mexico, for example. Then you see the demand in Mexico. Now, this is also a mechanism of staking. It is simple. It is very similar to the DeFi kind of staking, but it actually brings labs on board. It actually brings labs on board because it shows the demand from each area of the world. So DeBio actually has multiple, we have multiple staking. Of course, we have, the Ref Finance farms, which are amazing. Ref are helping us a lot. We have really like, in terms of staking on Octopus itself, you can stake Octopus for DeBio in terms of like getting DeBio as rewards. But in addition to that, we also have staking on top of our platform. This is sort of a special staking because we're not a DeFi project. This is staking to basically request services. It's similar to the way Kickstarter does it. It's similar to the way that a lot of the crowdfunding sites do it. But you're actually crowdfunding a lab to come. Yeah. So yeah, it's quite a long story, but like that's sort of it. I have a few other things to share about the technical details of this, but like that's the whole story end to end.
Yeah, no, it's very interesting, and I was wondering if you already have some collaborations with the lab and how it has been going, how it's the process of adoption.
Sure. We are in collaboration with Genomic ERC, YARSI, Genomic ERC. So they're a lab active in Asia, and they are addressing two things. Actually, one is basically the commercial genetic testing market and also the research market as well. So they are actually helping us in terms of like the sequencing of like the consumer facing product, and they're also utilizing our data for research as well. And we are in talks with several Singapore labs as well. We are actually based in Singapore, so that's it's easier to basically have those discussions. But in addition to that, if you want to basically help us grow, and you want to help the bio as a whole grow, your investment as well grow, you can basically stake tokens for your area. Like you don't have to be in Singapore, you don't have to be in Asia, you can be in the US, you can be in many regions, and all you have to do is stake tokens to get labs to come in. Once labs come in, you will get rewards as well. So it is a bridge between Web3 and basically the traditional infrastructures of labs that are very conservative, but they're also a business. Once they see that there's demand in your area, then these labs can come.
Yeah. So the past few months have been like so many things have happened for DeBio. Maybe can you give us like an overview of what has been happening since, I guess, November, when a lot of things happened, like the initial DEX offering with Skyward, and also you won an award, if I'm not mistaken, from the CNBC in Indonesia, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
So maybe we're just going to start chronologically. I guess the first one was the award, was back in November. It was the Health Tech Innovation of the Year award, and it was awarded. Was it November? I think it was November. Yes, it's November, because I was still in Jakarta when that award was held. And it's quite a prestigious award. There's a bit of video about it. I think the video is on our website. You can go to our website and see. I think it's in English. I believe it's in English, because CNBC actually uses English when during the segment. Anyway, yeah. So we're very proud to actually receive that. They mentioned that it was revolutionary technology. We have had multiple meetings actually within our own base country, Indonesia and Singapore, with the people in the health ministers, for example, and after these discussions as well, we were brought into several discussions with labs, including the lab called Genomic ERC, which we are collaborating with. We did a pilot project, I guess, right after the CNBC award with Genomic ERC. The pilot project went 100% well. They were willing to use our application, and platform. The platform usage was good. It was, of course, back in testnet. And then, they agreed to basically sign an MOU, a further MOU with us to collaborate. So that's Genomic ERC. We also, of course, we went to Skyward in terms of the IDO, and we set up an IDO that was I forgot the date. Oh no, okay, I forgot the date. November, December. So I think it's between November and December. And the actual IDO went really well. It went exactly like we reached our targets in terms of the IDO. And we got listed in draft finance, of course, right afterwards, because as you know, that's the way they work. They whitelist, so the tokens can be listed. And we immediately started a pool. We put a lot of tokens in the pool as well. There is, I think, we also have farming rewards in collaboration with Ref. Additionally, we were listed in MEX. MEX is MEXC, which is a centralized exchange. They had some technical issues at the end of last year, but I think their technical issues are going to be solved really soon, in a couple of days. So watch out for that. It's actually very interesting to see, the integration with Near, since we're very early. I mean, Near currently, the ecosystem, everyone's looking at us. So I can see that it's super early for a lot of people, but I really think I am very positive that Near, with the ecosystem that it has, and usability that it has, is going to pump even more in the coming months. It's an amazing infrastructure, and a lot of people are starting to realize that. But when we're trying to integrate with exchanges, etc., it's still it's a lot of the developers are new to it. So anyway, just uh, uh, and then I actually spoke at NFT NYC. NFT NYC, I didn't represent DeBio. I was actually representing, basically, I was talking about NFTs. I was representing myself, but I did mention DeBio as well, as one of our future plans is the possibility of actually using this set of data that's already sovereign, your DNA, and then mint it as an NFT, mint your genome as an NFT. That's something that I discussed as well within the NFT NYC. And then December, I presented at DecentralCon Miami, early December, and that was presenting DeBio. Was a massive event. Thousands of people came. Decentralcon.com. You can take a look. I think my material and my video is there as well. And then we did a lot of stuff. We did the metaverse party. We were part of the metaverse party of Octopus for the end of the year, and we are doing a lot of things from the technical perspective as well. So of course we're stabilizing the application because the application was live late last year, late December. And once the application is live, we're currently stabilizing everything, and then we are doing several other things in terms of features. Some features that are upcoming, you can read in our white paper on DeBio.network. You can just download the white paper and deck. Multiple interviews, multiple, very Googleable articles, a lot of blog posts as well. If you go to blog.DeBio Network, you can actually take a look at some of the blogs, some of the posts that we previously published. And of course, other than that, we started sending distribution to early investors of DeBio, and also we have given out rewards for the people who are staking. So if you're staking Octopus, check it out. You might actually you will actually have DeBio tokens as rewards. If you're on Ref, like even if you're not on the DeBio near pool, if you're on some other, we also give incentives to other pools as well. And we're in talks with a lot of people in the near ecosystem, including Oin Finance, Metapool, as well, in the interest of collaboration. Hopefully, that's something that we can do. We're interested in having a stable coin on top of our platform to be used to pay. Because we would like to have payments done, like payments for like real world items, as in like personal genetic testing, be done with stablecoin. That's what we want to do. That's many things. This is an oversimplification, but it's many things. I haven't even mentioned the technical details yet, but yeah.
Okay, so we have just a few questions. So before going on, where will be the next listings? And also someone was asking for the map that you were referring to before. Where can we find the map?
Sure. Oh, map, right. The map is what, can we just tweet it out after this, because I need to check the exact link.
Sure.
Over. So we'll tweet it out on the DeBio Network Twitter. Please follow DeBio Network for the map. And what was the other question? Sorry.
Where will be the next listings?
Okay, we have a policy of not mentioning the listing before we get listed, because we don't want to, but we are talking with several centralized exchanges to list as well. I can't really disclose it at the moment. We're finalizing the one in Max first, and then monitoring the activity there. Because of some technical issues at the end of the year last year, we couldn't do that. But once that is solved from their end. We would be able to monitor the activities at Mex versus the refinance activities, and then we are also going to be adding other listings into the mix. Yeah.
Okay. So another question: Octopus Network has been gaining popularity recently. Have you seen this trend with the bio?
Yeah, I think it's hand in hand. A lot of people are into the Octopus Network, and it's rightly so, because when you're looking at this is the only affordable and scalable substrate ecosystem, which is actually the equivalent of Polkadot and Kusama, but it's on Near. Yeah, and DeBio has been gaining, like, here's the thing. DeBio has been even before launch, we were oversubscribed multiple times, right? Like we were like 5 times oversubscribed even during the private and strategic rounds. So the interest has always been there. Now in terms of like after launch, of course we do need to have more interest in the application, but like there's something that is a very clear metric. You can actually just go to mainnet.network and see how much tokens are actually staked for DeBio. It is, I think it's about 2.7 million Octopus, and since Octopus is now at what, $4.5, you can just do the math. There's like, I think almost $10 million of interest, almost $10 million of tokens staked for DeBio. So the interest is there. I'd like to say the degen interest is there, and of course from the bioinformatics perspective, I actually forgot to mention several of the bioinformatics stuff and biomedical stuff. We spoke at a major event at the end of the year. Actually, believe it or not, 24th of December, so Christmas Eve, I spoke at the Muslim Medical Congress, international. It's an international congress for Muslim nations, so including Pakistan, Indonesia. There's also U.S. is also represented there, and I spoke at the keynote speech. So we're going to continue basically pushing. We have sort of a model where it's a mixture and hybrid between Web3 and traditional, fully traditional, not even Web2. So we are pushing. Our focus in marketing is going to be pushing towards that. The mainstream marketing, the bioinformatics marketing, and we have several events in the pipeline that will be of very mainstream medical and bioinformatics events, and we'll just follow us on the DeBio Network, and you'd be able to join. Or maybe if you have events, if you have medical events that you want us to join, we can join as well. We also, and this is something that I'm revealing here, I haven't revealed this anywhere else, we are going to be on a TV show, a US TV show very soon. That would be within this quarter. And that US TV show will, it's a documentary format, and you'd be able to see it very soon.
Nice. Where can we find this TV show?
It's going to be aired, believe it or not, on like a major TV channel plus Amazon Prime.
Oh,
So
nice.
Yes, so that's coming really soon. I can't reveal much more because we're still we just signed. We're still finalizing a few things, but like once that is live, you can see the Bio Network, the Twitter, and you'll be able to see us and the way we work. Yeah.
Great, that's super exciting news. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Beautiful. So maybe to wrap things up, what's next on the Bio in the next months? What can we see from the Bio? What are the plans?
For the next month and the next year, I think. For the next, okay. For the next month, we're focusing on stabilizing the application. Of course, I just mentioned it, and at the same time, we're also focusing on campaigns to increase the number of staking within the application to get labs, to show the demand to labs. And again, if you are a DeBio owner, DeBio holder, you can just stake. And that staking basically will give you genetic testing services. You can use it as sort of a voucher to get your genetic testing service on the platform. Plus, you get rewards. Plus, everything else that you can monetize your genes. There's a lot of rewards on DeBio as long as you're active on it. So our focus within the next month is going to be that. Within the next year, there's actually a ton of stuff that we're exploring. I think I was in this not this show. I was in the other near show, Ants Guild. The other near. Yeah, Rise and Grind. So I was in Rise and Grind previously, and I was also I also mentioned the other things that we're developing on top of the platform, not just the labs thing, but also the electronic medical records thing. Right now, you can already upload your electronic medical records for safekeeping, and of course, it's all encrypted with your public key, and no one else can see it, not even me. But in addition to that, within the next year, our research is in integrating that data set with the genetic data set. So it would be more valuable for research and still doesn't connect back to your KYC, but it makes it more valuable in terms of like a data set. So you would be able to get more, we can basically sell the data set as more, and you can get, the value from that as well. And then probably towards the end of the year, we're also researching ways to utilize the electronic medical records in a more immediate way. And this is something that we're still talking with, regulatory lawyers about. We have several lawyers in a couple of countries that are helping us with this. Which is, have you seen like WebMD, like people asking, like on forums, like I think I'm sick. Am I sick because of this? Like there's a slew of websites like that. We want to do that on top of DeBio as well. And again, DeBio is an app chain. It's not a dApp, so we can build a lot of things on top of it. So an app chain is a full-fledged blockchain. So what we want to build is a way for people to basically put in their electronic medical records that is anonymized and receive second opinions from doctors. The doctors are 100% KYC, so we know that they're actual doctors, their certifications are correct, decentralized KYC, and the doctors that have come on board can basically help patients with their diagnosis by looking at the electronic medical records, but anonymously. So it keeps anonymity while basically getting, doctors additional income. And the doctors can be made anonymous if they want to, but they are already basically certified by the DAO. So it is something that we're still working on. From a regulatory perspective, it's much more complex. Not from the tech perspective, but like it's something that you can expect. Hopefully, towards the end of the year, we will be able to give more updates on that. Again, DeBio Network is an infrastructure for bioinformatics that it happens to be built on blockchain on Web3. So it's a super strong value proposition. It's not a fly by night operation. This is something that we are doing long term. We are dedicated to this. Our team is dedicated to this, and we'd like you guys to help us participate. We show the world what Web3 can do, show the world what blockchain and crypto can do, and also help yourself. Basically, help understand yourself, understand your genes, understand any risks. Foods that you must avoid, anything that you need to basically live your life. A lot of people don't realize it, and because of the pandemic, ironically, because of the pandemic, we're all stuck at home. We forget to do medical testing or med checks, and suddenly we're ill. Suddenly we have a major illness that we don't realize. Now, we are helping out. At least you know the risk, and if you basically help us onboard these labs through your staking, you're actually helping yourself because you're getting the results in the form of the services as well. So help us bridge these two worlds, and I think the power of crypto and the power of Web3 would be enough to do so, and we would be able to help change the world.
Yeah. Thank you, Decentricity, for being with us today. It was super interesting to go in depth about the bio. And I think that it's so cool to see projects like these, like Web3 projects that are actually trying to address like societal issues, because privacy and in biomedical sphere, like it's something that we're not having today, and this put us all at risk. So it's super important that we have initiatives like these ones, and I hope that we'll see much more. And I wish you all the luck with this, and I hope to see you soon and around. I'll follow you. I suggest everybody follows the bio on Twitter so we can keep up with the updates. And I'm super excited to see the documentary as well. That's great.
Yep, that's coming. All right. Thank you so much. Follow me on Decentricity as well. And of course, DeBio_network. And join us on Telegram, DeBio Network. We have several groups with several languages now. There's a primary group. Just check it out on our website. Thank you.
Perfect. So thanks everybody and see you next week. Bye bye.
Bye bye.